Hello YouTube, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks, and we hope you find this Wednesday evening. So yes, we're Wednesday today, so cool. So you might have seen, I was planning on scheduling this actually for yesterday evening, but then I forgot we had a shopping delivery and we had a few other things, so I was actually quite busy at the time I was due to have this live stream, so I rescheduled it for today. So that's why, for those who've been wondering why it didn't happen yesterday, that's the reason why. So, for those of you who've been following Lego, you do know there's a thing called Lego IDs, and you can come up with IDs, submit them on the Lego website, and then once you get 10,000 views, Lego then creates a review and starts to look which sets could potentially be made into Lego sets in the future. So for this next review that's coming up for the first half of 2021, they've identified 57 sets that qualify, which I believe is a new record. It's the highest that they've ever seen. So I thought, let's try something new. Let's go through these. Let us know in the chat. I've got my eye on the chat as well. If there's anything that of the sets that appeal to you or anything that stands out. Because for me, a few of them I think will make it, some will not, most will not actually. And I think with the last review, I think there's something over 30 odd sets that they reviewed and only one of them made it, so they are quite harsh in cutting them, but also now with Bricklink, they've got the new Bricklink program that kind of brings back the rejected sets there, so we'll see how that develops as well. But yeah, let's switch over to the website. So you might see familiar this screen here, the 57 IDs, all in thumbnails, but we'll go through each one of them. So if anyone's got any comments on any of the IDs, let us know. So we're going to start with this one. I'm not familiar with all the themes, so I'm just going to open them in a new tab every time, so it makes it more visible. So this is the Gilder Frontier by the Princess Bride. I must admit I'm not familiar with that. I personally don't see the appeal of this set. Apart from the minifigures, the rest is quite nice, but I don't see anything unique there. Let's just go through. Where are the pictures like this? I guess it's got a little staircase in there. It's a little scene. I just can't see anything that's unique to the sets, which will make Lego think, wow, we need to build this. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. Let us know what you think. Hi Joey. Hi Matt, how are you? So yeah, this is the first one. For me, I don't think this one will cut it. At least that's my opinion. Just let us know what you think. At least 10,000 people supported it, but I can't see Lego manufacturing this. I like the board though, looks quite cool. So let's have a look at the next one. So the second one is Tutankhamun. So this is clearly one of the big, what's it called? Helmets almost kind of design, right? So I can see where this would fit in. I can also see this with the history in mind. I can see this making it, right? I think with some tweaks, I can see Lego going for this, because this is a set that could be, everything, the Egyptian theme. Everybody knows about it. I can see this turn into a set. I wouldn't be surprised if this makes it. Let us know what you think. But yeah, I think the colors, they got it right, and pretty good. Number 3, so the Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town. I like the concept of this. Just for me, it's a bit too much grey. Okay, we know it needs to have some grey, but let me open in a new tab. I think they should use some colors similar to what, let's say the the haunted house or something like that, with a bit more like dark green and maybe some dark orange. I quite like the circular shape they've created here, and the wall. I'm not sure if Lego approves of these sort of building techniques, but we'll they are quite popular with some people. But yeah, you can see the curved wall is quite nice. Got a hidden side doggy. So yeah, I think this could be a Halloween related set clearly, but I think there needs a bit more color in there. I know that they're looking for the spooky effect in the dark, but I think maybe some dark green and some dark browns more is needed in there. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think the concept is nice, but I think it needs some tweaking here. But I don't think that Lego's gonna make the cut, but it could mean that it could come to part of their development program in the future, right, with Bricklink. So when things now get rejected on Lego IDs, it doesn't mean that there's not a chance in the future. Right, next one, we're going to The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Castle. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Now, I do like the look of this, but I can't see it making it, with the reason of the fact that, you know, Lego are bringing out some castles already this year. I think a 3-in-1 creator set is coming. So I'll be very surprised if they suddenly decide to do another theme. Okay, this is Zelda related. I'll be surprised if they made that. It does look quite cool. Maybe as a one-off. I think they've done really well in the preparing of this presentation with all the pictures of the playability. Yeah, there's lots of playability factors, which I think it could be quite appealing. But again, will they build it? I doubt it. 2,600 pieces is quite a large set as well, so this would be a very costly set, which makes me think that's not going to make it either. So that's Legend of Zelda. Now we're going to the Polar Express now. What do I think about this? Now, I think that Lego are due an upgrade on some of their trains. Will they make this one? Probably not. But they are due to create some sort of steam engine. I think this will be quite a complicated train. Like, I personally built, the big boy, what's it called? The Union Pacific train, and that was 3,000 pieces. My son would love this, right? But I'm not sure that Lego will actually build this. It's got quite a few pictures. I'll be very surprised if they come up with this train. If it does, I'll definitely snap it up, because I think it'll be quite popular. Children always like trains, grown-ups like trains. Polar Express is quite popular, but I'm not sure. I can't see them making it. Next one, Steampunk Airship. Now, I do like the look of this. So it's pretty much a pirate ship combined with an airship. So Lego pretty much have all the parts. Hold on, why did it go back? It's an interesting concept, clearly. Will they make it? I'm not sure. It's very much similar to like the pirate ship that they've already got, so we can't deny that this is a beautiful set. So whoever's created this put a lot of time and effort in this. I'll be intrigued to see what Lego think of this one, where it goes. So it's quite a big set, right? 60 centimeters long almost. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. Not sure what to think of this. Now, Baba Yaga. I can't see this making it. It's quite a unique concept, but hot on hands and legs. How stable will that be? Will be my first question. And if it is, if stable, it will just top over in no time. I could just imagine it topping over. But it's quite cool, it opens up. It'd be very different. So that's why you can't rule this out, because Lego like things that are very different when it comes to the Lego ID series. So that's why I think this could be, a dark horse in the race for making it. But I'm not sure that it would appeal to children, which is where probably my biggest reservation, whether this makes it or not. And I'm not sure if there's a big fan base either for this kind of theming, so it's likely not going to make it. That's my view on that one. Now the office, there's 2 office scenes in this these top 57. Now I think most people like the series The Office. I was never really into it. But I can't see the appeal of this. It just looks busy. It doesn't look detailed. Well, there's lots of screens and things on there, but it doesn't feel like it's anything that stands out from a perspective where it's an advanced Lego build, right? I think it just looks very square and blocky. So for me, that's a definite no. Lots of minifigures, which is clearly what people like, but I don't think this would be cutting it for me. Apologize if any of the people who actually make this I've actually maybe I'll look through the things are actually watching, or we'll watch later. Let's just run through some of the pictures. So I think they took a lot of effort in taking the pictures of the minifigures rather than the actual detailing. It's just nothing, you know, when we look at it, this could be like comparable to the sets of like, you know, Central Perk from Friends that you kind of have to compare it to, and that looks like a much better Lego set than this would be. Right, number 9, DNA. I can only say it's a pass from me, you know. Must be quite a lot of pieces in this set. I guess they got some scientists at the bottom. Does it say how many pieces this one's got? 3,000 pieces now. 60 centimeters. I think this will not make it. I'm not sure what other people think, but to me this just seems not, you know, you're gonna not have a big audience for buying this, right? So we got to think about the Lego sets that have been coming through Lego IDs, you know. Those are themes that tend to be, you know, quite open and broad, where people, you know, you ship in the bottle kind of thing. Those are the sort of things where like people are like, wow, this stands out. I can't see this, for example, being in that kind of genre where it will stand out. You know, we also got the globe coming soon, you know, where it's like the Earth, the globe. I think those are all very unique. But this, yeah, it's unique, but it just doesn't scream like wow to me. X-Files, so we're at 10 already. So people growing up in the 90s will know about the X-Files. I think it's very similar to The Office, right? This is quite a small set by the looks of it. Looks quite nice. I think if they wanted to create a smaller one, who knows, maybe it could be as a gifted purchase or something, right, in the future. Maybe if they want to explore the space theme in it they're going to with some aliens in the future, who knows, this could be something they could add. But I can't see this. This looks quite small to me, so who knows, maybe a future gifted purchase on a smaller scale. I can't see this as a full set. Or at least that's my view on this one. Does it say how many pieces? No, it doesn't say how many pieces on that one. Right, we're gonna go to 11. Metroid Samus around Gunship. Now, I'm not familiar with this at all, so let's have a look. It looks like some sort of spaceship with some aliens, right? I apologize if it's from some famous TV series or something, but this does not ring a bell at all. Like, the minifigures look cool. Now, built a dragon. No, I do not like these. I'm not sure. I don't think this will do it. The House of Chocolate. Now, I like the look of this because, you know, most people know that I like my modular buildings, right? And this looks like something you could easily incorporate in a city. My issue with this one is that it's quite small in terms of height wise. It's not, you know, most modular buildings have kind of like 3 levels almost. And this just looks great. Oh, it opens up. Oh, that's nice. But again, I think the piece count of this would be quite high. But would this be Lego IDs? I don't know. I'd buy the set this came out, just so you know. This is one that I definitely would, depending on the price point, will make it for me. So even explains the making of chocolate process. So and me being from Belgium originally, we like chocolate, right? So gotta mention that. Well, 2,700 pieces. Again, this is going to be quite a hefty set, and that would be, yeah, a quite a large price point as well, I would say. I don't think it will make it, but if it did, I'd definitely buy it. Now, going to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I can see this one being picked by Lego. This looks beautiful. Now, I'm not a big fan of the TV series or anything by any means, but the level of detail in this looks really good. I would not be surprised to make it. So I'm not sure they will have all the chrome pieces there, which would make it really expensive, but that is next level, right? I guess you can all agree with this one. This looks beautiful. I think they've done really well on this one. I don't think if this one doesn't make it, I think there'll be lots of questions asked. And look, even the engine compartment, that's... How many pieces has this got? $1,800 pieces, so it's not too big either. Well, it's big enough, but from a price perspective, I think it'll be, you know, something that'll be affordable. Yeah, I can see this one going. So that's definitely one on my list that I think that will make it. Among Us, no idea what this is, but I can already say this is unlikely going to make it. This is just like a big maze, right? It just does not appeal to me at all. Maybe I'm the wrong target audience for this, but it just seems just like a giant maze with some random functionality left, right and center. It's a no from me. Welcome to the Black Parade. So this is going to be from a music band. So someone's clearly a fan of this rock band and created this stage. I don't think this is going to make it because it's just too narrowed down on a particular band. That's not, at least not worldwide. I think it's not the big, you know, like they have the Beatles obviously in the artwork. You know, they had, you know, those are the sort of things where I can see things, but this, I don't think it's going to make it. Yeah, it's popular, but I can't see it make it that game. So it's just Succulent Garden. Now, clearly Lego is coming with a lot of flowers at the moment, right? So they've got the bonsai tree, they got the flowers, they got tulips, they got roses. There's also like birds of paradise that are coming very soon, which absolutely looks beautiful, by the way. And they also, it's the first time I've seen one that comes with like a pot as well. So this is like more like a small plant based, and it looks beautiful, but it's nothing new to what Lego are already doing. So from that reason, I don't think that this is gonna make the cut, purely because Lego are already invested in this theme and they've already got plenty of ideas in terms of plant work and things that they're working on. So by all means it looks great, but I don't think it's gonna make it. Hi Andy. Yeah, I think the Chitty one is by definitely the best one. I think that's stands out. If you compare everything so far what we've seen, it stands out versus the rest. Now I must say I do like the look of this. The village post office, I think this looks great. It would fit into many people's look, building a city. And then before that the police station was announced from the modular buildings, there were some rumors that it could be a post office, but it turned out to be a police station. I think this could be happening into a modular building at some point. Now I do like the look of this a lot. You know, there's lots of detailing in here, but it's very British, obviously, with the red phone box and the red mailbox. Will it make it? I don't think so. I just don't know. I've got a feeling that Lego got some ideas that they're already thinking about doing something with post office related, but in a different sort of design. At least I'd like to think so, because I would love to have one in my, you know, eventual Lego city as a modular building. It'd be great. And I do like the things. It just doesn't tie in with the footpath that you would have on modular building streets already. So from that aspect, it would stand out very different. But I like it a lot. But I don't think it's going to be made. Thanks, Andy. Long time lurker. No worries. Now, Bookends. Now, I do like this. I think this is very smart. And could be something, you know, to appeal to kids to read books, but also... and there's two type of bookends that in here as well, by the way. There's another one coming up, but I think this is the better one of the two. And I think it's very smart, right? So they've incorporated a train coming out of the tunnel at one end and the other end, as you can see here. It just looks, if you put books in between it, it's like it's a train going through the tunnel. I think this is very clever. Don't think this would be, you know, a high price point. I could see this maybe like £50, 40, it depends on how many pieces it's got in here, but maybe probably like a 45, £50 price point for this. And it would look cool, I think. I think that would sell quite well, because parents would buy this as well for their kids, right, to encourage, you know, them reading books, and kids would be quite happy to build it as well too. It's like that. Let's have a look. So yeah, less than 1,000 pieces. It's got minifigures as well with it. Yeah, I think I'd like that. Viking longship. No, it looks good. What's it trying to say here? You can take down every single aspect to make it just into like that. I don't know. It's nice, but I don't think it's something that Lego are going to build. I could be wrong. I feel like this would need to come with a whole bigger theming around it, like a whole Viking related theme, not just a Viking longship on its own. It doesn't even stand out as like if you build it just on its own, it should have to be like as a piece that you can just put on a shelf that like stands out. I feel like this needs like a whole Viking like seaside thing nearby it. At least that's my view. I can't just see it put it on a shelf somewhere. And I don't think it's from a playability perspective either. If you know, it kind of sits in between that from a target audience perspective, and that's why I don't think that Lego will go for it. But it looks nice, but I don't think it will make it. Jazz Quartet. Now this is unique. Not really seen this one before in detail. Now you must admit that the instruments that they build look really good. Now, I wouldn't buy this simply because it doesn't really appeal to me. I'm not a musician or anything like this. But it wouldn't surprise me if Lego put this through, right? Because you cannot deny that this is very nicely built. It's just so different. And that's why I think I can't rule it out, because it's so different. Yeah, I'm a bit struck by this one. It's so different. I just can't stop repeating it. Right, Animal Crossing. Now this looks quite basic to me. It just seems to be areas of stuff some put somewhere. It's very square and blocky, and you know, not the sort of thing you would associate with Lego ideas, right? Now, if this was, you know, bigger bricks, I would have thought it was almost like a Duplo set, because it, you know, with the color scheme and everything, it screams to me like you're targeting like 3 to 4 year olds, which is not really the Lego ideas theming. No, it's a no for me for this one, I'm afraid. Ooh, medieval marketplace. Now this looks good. Let's have a look. Because Lego already are bringing out the creator, the castle, right? Coming out soon, 3-in-1. So you can see that this could kind of like build on an add-on to create a bigger like village set, like in the medieval theme with castles and everything. So that would be a nice add-on to it. But this is quite a big set by the looks of it. I quite like the little gateway in between there, the little clock tower. It's very similar. You could also look at it from you know, the blacksmith. It's the same sort of like era. You look at it, so you can conceive it as a potential add-on. Will Lego do it? Probably not, because it kind of like takes away from the blacksmith, in my opinion, right? So they're probably trying to push the blacksmith for that era now, having another thing for that era in the same sort of theme of IDs. I don't know. Maybe if they time it that the blacksmith comes out and this one comes out as the next sort of thing, then maybe. But otherwise, I'd be skeptical whether they make it. How many pieces of this one? Is it mentioned? It was inspired by going to Prague. I remember the clock tower. If Mr. Capaz is still on here, so he will know the tower they talk about. But yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, the jazz set, I think it's very wide. It doesn't narrow it down, right? It's very wide audience, and that's why it wouldn't surprise me if Lego suddenly decide, hey, let's go for it. Doesn't say how many pieces in this one. Cool. We're down to the bike lane. I think this must have been made by someone from Holland, right? Yeah, Marcel Steenman. There's got to be a Dutch person who came up with this for sure. But yeah, I think it's quite cool, right? Because clearly this has to work with the new Lego road plates. So you can actually see it's put in a connector places every single thing here to build like a bike lane to be compatible with the streets. As you can see here, I like the concept, but is it, you know, it's just a different color base plate that you essentially need, and some what's it called here, some printed tiles with a bicycle on it. Now the issue with this that I would see is it looks good, but the whole principle I believe behind Lego is that they're trying to conserve space, right? So that's why they move from the old road plates to the new road plates, because they are much smaller in width, so you can kind of like build on next to it. So if you start adding more of these, like, you know, bicycle lanes everywhere onto it, you know, they're kind of defeating the purpose on why they created it in the first place. So I'm not sure this will make it. I like it, but it's also very wide, right? If you look at it, this is the width of a whole lane. So you're saying the bike lane is as width of the whole like street lane. I don't know. I don't think it will make it, but it'd be quite cool. But just people who buy those road plates, they might just have a little strip of it, but then you're basically dedicating your whole city to widening it again. I don't know. Oh, we got some more people. Hi Tuscan. Hi Deathstroke. Hope you're well. Yeah, I mentioned the Live Aid Queen set. You know, there'd be bigger, you know, bands they could have targeted, right? We're going to the working bowling alley. So I've seen this before actually. So I think if you turn this around, it actually resets everything as well. It's got a whole mechanism in there where the ball returns as well. It's quite clever, but seriously, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. You know, I do like a game of bowling, but are you going to build like a bowling alley lane out of Lego just to turn a wheel and reset the sort of thing? No, I don't know. Not for me. How many pieces has this got? It doesn't say. Asterix and Obelix. I've seen this a while ago when it was still in IDs, and I can see Lego going for this because this kind of opens up a whole wider theme, right? And if you start to think about the Viking and the Romans and everything, they could incorporate so much more if they start doing an Asterix and Obelix related theme, right? You know, I've seen some other Lego ideas with like the goal, like village building, so they can they can expand on this theme a lot if they wanted to go down that route. So that's maybe something that they're exploring, and then maybe they won't go down the route from a Lego Ideas perspective. It might get its own theme in the future. But I do like the look of this. I think it's really good. Yeah, I just can't say anything wrong about it. I think this, but I'm not sure if it's going to make it as a Lego Ideas. I think it's more like a bigger theme on its own, because there's so much potential with this that they can expand it into further sets, right? Not just this one-off. Yeah, I know about the Lego Technic Bugatti, and actually I drove it around, I think it was 20 miles or 30 miles an hour. So yeah, I've seen that one. So here's more bookends. So talked about the other bookends earlier, about the train. Now this is quite nice with the books as well. But I think the other one is a lot more original with the train tunnel, to be fair. Okay, this one's got little drawers. So it's got like little things on it, just to playability, but nah. It's got like little safe and everything with hidden locks, which is quite cool and unique. But if I had to choose between the two bookends, I would go for the train one. So nearly halfway. Wow. Hobbit Hole. Oh, can you imagine? No, I don't think this will make it. It looks good, but can you imagine having to put all these little things on? You will drive yourself crazy. And that tree up there. Just imagine building this, right? Can't deny it looks good, but the buildability of this has got to be like, oh, it'll drive me insane. But it looks good. The minifigures. But we've already had the Hobbit, right? So that's the theme. So that's why I don't think it's going to make it as a Lego Ideas. Not sure what you guys think. Yeah, that Bugatti works like a real one. The King's Castle. Again, the medieval theme. So that could go quite well with that, when we saw that clock tower and the market village thing. You can see they could build a wider theme around this, right? This castle looks quite cool. Very detailed. Got a little prison cell and everything. Drawbridge. Again, it all depends on this new Lego set of the castle that's coming out. How closely would that be linked to it? It's got little, you know, hidden compartments, which are always nice. I'd like to say Lego could build this, but I've got my reservations on whether they will, simply because of they're already invested in this theme with other similar sets. So to say how many pieces? No, just under 3,000, which is a lot of pieces again. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They seem to like chocolate, right? Because we had the chocolate house earlier. So now we've got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Can't deny that it looks good. I don't know. It's very much out there again, right? It's very different, which kind of makes me think Lego would probably go for it. but I'm not sure about some of the building, you know, techniques, the steps and the I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. Not sure what you guys think about this one, but it's probably a no for me. I wouldn't buy it, so if it came out, that's for me. It would be something that I would avoid. What's this? The Truly of Alberobello. I have no idea what that is. We're over halfway already. Come on. Now with interiors. Wow. Putting up the expectation now. Now, I'm not sure that it's something that I would buy, but the reason I would buy it is just to understand the building techniques, because it looks pretty cool, the building techniques of the roof and everything, right? But these look like a lot of building techniques that Lego probably won't approve of. But yeah, you can see some of it there, the way they've connected all the round bits. So I like the look of it. But that's a lot of stuff in there, right? That piece count must be crazy for such a small set in terms of size. When you look at these roofing elements, this has got to be an insane amount of pieces for something this small. It doesn't say. And based on that, I don't think it will make it. And this looks like so old-fashioned, but then they got like a modern red bike. Doesn't really go with it, in my opinion. Cool. Ah, ancient Greek temple. Looks good, but again, this piece count's got to be insanely high, and all these rock pieces will just. Can you imagine the cost of this set? I guess someone was thinking, well, they built the Colosseum, you might as well build a Greek temple, and I can see the reasoning behind that, but I don't think this would be a Lego ID set. 2,500 pieces. I would have thought it would be more. I don't think Lego will make this. It's best not to put any jokes on that could be offensive. The Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Now I saw this when it was being, you know, promoted. I looked at this before. It looks quite cool. I like the use of some of the elements, like how they used what's it called, like skateboards as a fence panel. You know, this is clearly the Karate Kid, but it's not really built Lego. It's more like a computer design. But again, this will be a lot of pieces. Be a nice development for Lego City, but I don't think that Lego will make it, simply because it's got to be a massive count. And I like the fact that they've incorporated some green and things, so it shows that as if he's painting it. But how many pieces has this got? Doesn't say. Don't think it will make it. Klaus Toys. Now, this looks good. Again, but I'm biased. I like my modular buildings, right? But if you think about the Christmas theming that Lego do with, you know, we've got the Elf Clubhouse, we've got the Gingerbread House, we've got the fire station. Think about this one as the next development, part of building your little winter's village, right? So why not? I like the little bed. I like this one. Something to build. Well, but yeah, this would have to come down in piece count, right? Because otherwise you're looking at like a 170, 190 pound set almost if you have this sort of piece count. Maybe I'll have to cut that floor off, just 2 floors or something like that. Because I think you're looking around the Christmas sets, 120 pounds maybe. Because, you know, the Elf Clubhouse and Gingerbread House are around 85 and 89 pounds, more or less like that. So if you go slightly higher, it kind of falls out of the theme with that one. But I like it. The next one, the Sewing Workshop, looks good too. Hi Maxi Hacker, how are you? Well, you got to keep trying. You don't enter, you don't succeed, right? So I like the design of the fact that it's like at an angle built, right? So that's quite cool. That what makes it very unique in a way. You see, it's not on the plate as it would normally be. It's all very much angled. But then, you know, where do you put this if you start thinking about building a Lego city? You're going to have streets all around it. It looks a bit odd, right, to me. I don't know. Could be going nice next to the Parisian restaurant because it looks very French. I like it, but I don't think it'll make it. That's my verdict. My Lego Totoro. Is this some other sort of cartoon or something that I'm not familiar with? What is this? This is bizarre. It's got some Asian signature, so it's got to be something from Japan or something, because I'm not familiar with this at all, right? This, I don't know what this is. It's a no. Let me just see if we read anything about it. My Neighbor Totoro. Never heard of it. It sounds Japanese. NASA SL. You know, we've already got space theme stuff. We've already got the rocket. Nah. Looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing different to what's already out there. So from a from looking from a building perspective, it's probably a very similar technique than the one that's already out there, which makes me think it's going to be a no. The Lisbon Tram. I like the design of the street with a little tram running through it. But again, I think this is the price point for this would be just crazy, right? You'd almost have just been better off just designing the tram line with like a tram station, rather than building all the stuff behind it as well, because you're just pushing up the price for the set. Because don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, and I'll probably have to get it, but I think they could have just much simplified, just concentrate on the tram with the station. And just go from there, because this piece count will just go, doesn't even say it, but it'll be over 2,000 again, if not more. Because if you look at it as well, it is quite elevated, so you have to start thinking about how you incorporate that as well into your Lego city, right? Unless you have this as a display piece, but people will want to build this into a Lego city with modulars, or with, you know, some sort of train track to build a tram track around the city. I mean, it's probably people have to elevate everything as well to kind of fall in line with this, so no. Anything NASA's good with me. Yeah, lots of people like the space theme. I do like the new the shuttle they built. That looks really good. I haven't bought that one yet, but I saw it in my Lego store the other day. The Canadian, so cargo train. Well, Lego are due an upgrade on their trains, right? Because we've had the passenger and the cargo train for quite a while now. So it'd be quite nice to see some sort of new Lego train coming out sooner rather than later. And I'll be quite happy if they actually went down this route with a, you know, American style or Canadian style train. Because we've had some European ones lately. And I remember from my childhood, I used to have the Metroliner. You know, the 9-volt train, and we're quite happy to have something similar again in that sort of style. So maybe that's That could be the next one. Not sure they will choose this one, or they probably got their own design as well, because Lego tend to come up with new trains every few years, right? And the existing ones have been out for, I think, 3 years now. So I think we're due a change at some point soon. At least here's hoping. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice, but I don't think it will make it, just purely the fact that Lego, you know, they already work with trains. More castles. I can already tell you it looks good, but it's not going to make it. Simply because of the fact, you know, Lego castles, they've already got their own. I like the look of this a lot, obviously with the little drawbridge and it's elevated. Now this looks really good. I'm kind of hoping if they build the 3-in-1, it's almost something similar to this design. Because it's got little playability features and that does look good. But due to the fact that Lego already got something, makes me think they're not going to do this. The Hydro Bounty. Well, we're just at this moment, we're just going through all these sets here that are of part of the Lego IDs. So I know you like NASA. Do you like SpaceX, Andy? So clearly it's another space related thing from different space company. And someone built the rocket for this one. I don't know. I can just imagine this being very expensive, all those, you know, silvery, metallic silver pieces. They won't come cheap. It's good detailing. There's definitely people who would buy this, but again, I can't see it happening. Haha, Krusty Burger. Now we've had a Quickie Mart and we've had the Simpsons house, right? So why not have the Krusty Burger? It kind of makes sense. I'm not sure if Lego are ready to redo the Simpsons at the moment, but if they did, I think this would definitely be very popular. Simply because lots of people already had Simpsons stuff before, so I could see this. If they decide to make this, it'd kind of be an add-on to the stuff that people have already, and people will definitely buy it. So I wouldn't be surprised if this makes the cut, but it kind of depends on whether it fits into the Lego strategy of still dealing with Simpsons or not. And I don't know what they have with their license, if they still have it or not, or is it expired, or they have to renew it. I think it's all those different factors, right, that come into play. And would they just renew it if it's just for one set, or would they have to build something else as well? I don't know. See you, Deathstroke. Modular expansion pack. Now, I do like the look of this. If you have like a Lego city, you know, building a little park. You can kind of build it in different angles as well, or you can just put a little bit on it, and I do like the look of this. I think it's smart. It's got a very European park feel to it to me. If I look at this little stand, I'm almost thinking like I'm in Paris. I like it. And it's to me this seems like the European version of this set. Spring Lantern Festival, right? So just had this handy, but this seems like the Western version of it. So I do like it, but I'm not sure they'll make it. yeah, 2,700. That's a lot of parts. So the part count would have to come down significantly. I think you'd have to put it in line pretty much with the part count on this one here, right, which is around 1,700 pieces. So it's 1,000 pieces too many, I think, because the price point otherwise for this would be crazy. Maybe they'll just have to do one tree less or something, or remove a statue, or I don't know, or maybe create this in 2 different sets, right? Have this set one here on the left and then another set on the right. Cool. Now we go with the Bentley Blower. Now this looks cool. Our only observation is that this looks very like camouflage military colors, and we all know what Lego thinks about military at the moment, so I like the look of it. And I think this could kind of, if you have like a display area and you have the old Stopwatch Camel airplane from Lego, this would sit nicely next to it, I think. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. But if we look at some of the vehicles, you know, clearly the other one we saw earlier from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is a lot better than this one, I would say. But it wouldn't surprise me if this also made it. I think it just needs some refining, right? But yeah, I like it. How many pieces has it got? Does it say? Well, it's got a whole story about the actual car rather than the Lego. So, no, it doesn't mention anything. We're at 44 already. Getting towards the end. Another castle. Seems like people like their castles in their medieval sets, right? Now, this looks like a much smaller scale, which is quite cool. So from an affordability perspective, this probably would make the cut. But again, so much choice when it comes to medieval and castle related themes, which makes me think you're competing against a lot of others. Wow. 2,251. I did not think it would be that many. I was just about to say the only competitive advantage just what might have over the other ones that is probably much smaller, but if you look at that size, yeah, I don't think so. Oh, let me guess, another castle. Goodness me. I must admit I'm getting a bit sick and tired of seeing castles right now. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, looks great. But where's the, you know, I like the fact that this opens up. It's nice. Remove the floor. You can remove the floor. That's quite unique. The roof opens up and you connect it back. Okay. I think Lego can learn some ideas of people that built it like that. Like removing that floor is quite smart. Not seen that before. But I don't think this will make it. Right, violin. I guess someone thought we had a grand piano. Maybe we should make a violin. It looks good. I'm not sure how big this is. It doesn't really have given us a scaling perspective, right? How big it is in terms of scale, because the grand piano is relatively large. 1,000 pieces. So I don't know. I'd much rather see the jazz band than just the violin. If you're looking at the music related thing, because there are different musical instruments. If you just look at them, compare those two, I think the other one stands out more. At least that's my personal opinion on that one. Final 10, Marine Life. So someone's been using the elements of the ship in a bottle. I quite like the look of it and how they've done the little water things, but you might have almost think like, why do they make in individual tanks, right? So it would almost be better if they had like one bigger fish tank they almost created. Now I don't think that Lego have all the pieces to make something like that, but I'd like to see, rather than individual ones, have a bigger fish tank. That's my view. And it just looks quite cramped. Like, I do like the jellyfish. I think that's really smart. But that one looks like it's stuck in there. I almost feel sorry for this this little seahorse. I'm like, you're in too much small space. You need more space. More NASA. We've got the Lego Astronaut. Now it looks good on this picture floating in space, but how does it look from does it come on a stand? You got the little pack on it to attach. But the one thing I'd like to know is, like, can you actually, how would you display this? Because the one thing I can imagine this, if it doesn't come with a stand, this will probably tip over all the time and just break parts off all the time. So I'm not sure about the stability of this element. That'd be my biggest worry, because it looks top heavy. Under 1,000 piece count, so that's why I think it could kind of be made, but I think we need a lot of refining, and I need to come up with some sort of base plate or something to stand on. And maybe what they could do is have like a few minifigures of the popular astronauts, right? Or maybe, you know, do a tribute to, you know, the crew of the Challenger or something like that. I don't know, they could come up with some sort of ideas. And we talked about Lego Office earlier. This one seems to be on a much bigger scale than the other one. But again, it just, yeah, people like the series, the Office, but if we look at it, it's just, this doesn't scream to me as if it's like high-end Lego designer stuff. This looks like, to me, like, you know, a good Lego builder builds, but not like an expert builder of Lego that comes up with unique designs and stuff. This looks, you know, all very squarish and blockish, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could almost come up with something similar, and I don't rate myself as a great Lego builder at all. And I feel like it needs more rounding pieces, more detailing from my perspective, and that's why I think it's not going to make it. Snow globes. Like the concept of snow globes, clearly, because you can record it every Christmas, and that's why I think this could make it. You know, wouldn't surprise me. The thing is, how stable is this to hang on somewhere, right? Could you hang it off a Christmas tree? If you could, then I could see it. Again, maybe you need to put like lots of wides, you know, white little studs in there, the round plates, and then just shake it and you have snow. But it looks cool. The problem is, like, if you start shaking stuff in there, things are gonna inevitably break off. And if you have kids in the house like I do, and they see a snow globe, they will want to shake it. So I don't know. You'll end up repairing a lot of the stuff all the time. That'd be my fear. Map of Middle Earth. I'm not sure about this. It's quite, you know, nice the way they've done it, but I just, you know, I just don't see it happening. Wow, that's a big stand. How many pieces? Doesn't say. You see, we've already had Lord of the Rings stuff, right? So I can't see them bringing this stuff out. I don't know. I could be wrong. The arcade. Now, I've seen this before. I like the concept because it's got lots of things that actually move. It's got lots of moving parts in here. You know, lots of the elements. You can turn this into this little car, moves back and forth. There's a video on this as well if you want to have a look at it. So I like the concept of it. I just don't think it will make it. Probably piece heavy, right? It doesn't say. I doubt it will get anywhere. Next one, I like a lot. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I think this is going to be one of the few that is going to make it, along with the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car. Those will be the two ones that I definitely bet, you know, some money on them making it. Clearly, this looks almost, you know, you could kind of incorporate with Winnie the Pooh, kind of like genre. You know, everybody knows Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Nice house, kind of fits in with like the way they built the medieval blacksmith. Yeah, I can see this is going to make it. At least that's my opinion on this one. Let's have a look further. Has it got any more pictures of in the interior? I do like how they use the snake to get smoke out of the chimney. That's smart. Oh, and look, you can, you know, even open the walls from a playability perspective. Yeah, sign me up. This one's sold. Those minifigures will be popular too. If they make some bespoke ones, right? They gotta do a bit more effort on them, I'll say. But clearly, I think if they make some good minifigures, Snow White needs a bit of work too. You know, with this would definitely be on my list for items to get, because clearly it's such a wide audience that you're speaking to, not only just kids, you're also speaking at, you know, grown-ups who've grown up with this. And if you look at, you know, they brought out already mentioned Winnie the Pooh, but also like what's it called, Sesame Street. This would fall right in line with that, so it's a yes from me for that one. And what have we got? We've got 54. A nice day at the farm. That's a different creation. That looks good. I like the look of this, but I can't see it making it. It's just simply because it just does not stand out as something that Lego will be like screaming and shouting about. And just got to think about how they would market this as well. What story do they build around it? And that's why I think the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the Snow White are easy. This, nothing wrong with the design. I just can't see it. Oh, the fourth bridge. Well, some of us have thought, well, we had Tower Bridge, maybe we should go the fourth bridge. But can you imagine the amount of space that you need for this? Doesn't mention it. Boop, 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 boop. One main tower. So you see here they talk about the scale. Still 1.45 meters. No, not for me. I guess if you're from that area, you'll be quite keen to have this, but you know, there's nothing that screams to me that this is a beautiful bridge. You know, I'd much rather have like the Golden Gate Bridge than this. You know, at least with the Tower Bridge, you had a nice thing around it to build the things, but here it's just nah. Not sold. Ooh. Is this the only Technic one we have? Now this. Yeah. Scania. My dad would absolutely love this. I came from a family that had a trucking business, and he used to like Scanias. So that looks beautiful. One thing I'd like to see is there a little steering wheel at the back somewhere to control the wheels. That's the only detail that would need to have it there, so you can control the front wheels. Or maybe it's actually the steering wheel. Awesome. Let's have a look. Oh, power function. Trailer is also under construction. I think Lego should make this. I'm not sure what other people think. I would buy this purely for my dad. He would love this. This is sold for me. Be interesting to see what Lego are going to do, right? Because I think it's the first time we're seeing a decent Technic concept in Lego IDs. And I'm very intrigued to see what they will do with this. Whether they'll just dismiss it or they actually bring a Technic set. Because from all the points that I've seen so far, this ticks all the boxes from, you know, that could make it. And maybe it might not be a Lego ID set, right? It might just be part of the general Technic set that they decided, hold on a minute, we'll just build this from a Technic perspective and not Lego IDs. Who knows? But love it. And I think the last one is Modular Portal Testing Chamber, whatever that is. I have a read about this. The Aperture Science Computer Aided Enrichment Center. Oh, it's Portal 2, it's about a game again. Let's have a look. There's no further pictures. Well, based on that, you're not getting my vote. But this, I don't know. I would like to see if there's some playability features on here, or what's the point? Because I'm completely lost by just looking at this picture on what this actually means, because I'm not familiar with the theme. There's some more pictures here. Modular building, so you can connect stuff in the way you want. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about this. You can watch a YouTube video. 2,200 pieces. It'd be a no from me, purely because I don't really know what they're trying to convince me of what this does and why I should get this. So, but yeah, that was the 57 items that we've gone through today. So my top 3, I think, which ones, I'm going to actually try and put them in position, right? So I think in third will be the Technic Scania. I think I'd love to see it being made, but I have my reservation on whether Lego will make it as a Lego ID, so I think it'll be a Technic set. My second one would be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I think that's got a good chance of being a set that they'll look to produce. And the first one would be the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car. I think that's an absolute winner. It just looks really beautiful, even though it's not something I'm a fan of buying cars and things like this in Lego, but it's definitely one that I would get. But yeah, let us know if you agree with those choices or what your top 3 is. By all means, leave them in the comment section or in the chat if you're still here. But yeah, that's it for today. I will be back likely on Friday, even though I mentioned that I might not do it this Friday. I probably will be able to do it, even though it's my wedding anniversary. I think I will still be doing my Friday Lego deals at 9 o'clock. And until then, we hope you have a good day, have a good rest of the week.